Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show, where we highlight the best experts that make your home into your little castle. Let's go! So we get some cool people in the studio from time to time. Cool people, like, I know you guys personally. I worked with both of you in a previous life. What is it like these days in the whole internet marketing world? Let me introduce everybody. Natasha Muskoff. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
On the far end of the table there. Cedrick Webb right here next to me. I did take a shower this week, so you're good. We're probably good. All right, so we are kind of like in this digital marketing world. Have you ever done anything digital marketing wise?
Absolutely.
A little bit. This guy.
So it's what we do.
I'm going to brag for a minute about this guy. Number one in the entire company. We don't say what company it is because that's all big national chain or whatever. But number one in the company. I was the number one guy the year before, but I was like right, and he came up and he knew more than me. He was a better guy. He did a better job than me, I think. But anyway, we were both ended up being the number one guy in that company, and Natasha there too did real well. Way up there on the rankings too. So here we are with three experts that love this internet marketing world. It's kind of the way this whole internet thing is, quote unquote, catching on, right? Do you guys think that the internet world is catching on? And there it is. And I'm doing self-production here, by the way, guys, so I hit the wrong button. But there it is. Carter Rethwish, the Cardinal Cowboy. This internet thing is catching on. Probably something you should pay attention to. So I do the digital marketing side. The video side is my specialty, what I have a passion for. I love seeing myself on camera. No, that's not really what. It's a pain in the butt, but it is something when you get to highlight other leaders in the community, and that's what I'm here to do a little bit more of today, because here's some leaders in our community to help small businesses. I mean, most people don't know this, but like 80% of business out there is done by small business. Everybody thinks these big corporations. Now do the math. Tons more small businesses out there than there are large companies. So it's cool for us to have the opportunity to have some experts in studio that can talk about that. So who wants to go first? I think you guys are obviously experts that I want everybody to know about. So that's why we decided to have you on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us, Carter. I'd love to go first, and then Natasha can go.
Well, you are the CEO.
Correct.
So we'll let you introduce, and you should go first.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
So yeah, my name's Cedrick Webb. I'm CEO of Smart Digital. We work with local businesses, helping them to establish their online presence, be found locally when people are looking for their types of services through website, showing up on Google, social media, various different platforms. But really, kind of our slogan is smart digital marketing for small businesses, and just helping businesses learn how to market smarter, not necessarily harder, but try to be more effective with their marketing dollars and make it go further.
Well, you are obviously an expert. Natasha, you're already on camera over there. I'll go ahead and throw it over to you. Talk about why you love what you're doing.
I absolutely love helping small businesses succeed. My ultimate goal is to help them be found online. We like to do everything locally in-house. So if you sign up with us, you get my personal cell phone number. I'm in touch with our clients all the time, and we just basically want to keep the American dream alive and keep the small businesses going.
Well, that's an important part of our world, in our little planet here, because now we're all so interconnected. This interwebs thing is catching on.
The interwebs.
Like I keep saying, but the people who don't know much about it say interwebs, right?
I think so.
Mocking them, we're just having.
I've heard it a few times.
Yeah. But the interwebs, so it's like you cannot have a business. It's interesting. Tell me if you guys agree with this. One of my best friends is a very successful roofing guy, and he's got Master Elite, and he's just one of the top guys you'll find. He's helping one of my friends. And I'm like, you got to use Sean Gaffney. Sean, shout out to you right there. Sorry, bro. But appreciate you, and you do a lot of great stuff. And so Sean, but he says, literally, we are marketing companies who happen to sell roofs. You're a marketing company before you are anything else these days, because marketing has become the most critical piece. You better be good at doing roofs or whatever you sell, right?
Correct.
But your marketing is what's going to take you to the next level. Willie J was on. He talked about how, I said, how did you get, I know these other guys started at the level you were at, and then you were on the Cardinal Cowboy Judge show, and then he said that boosted him. I'm like, okay, I want you to talk about that. He said, but Carter, marketing is the key. A lot of musicians out there are well known, but now he's New York Times best-selling #1. been on with Ice Cube and GQ and Will Smith, and I'm like, how'd you do that stuff? So talk about that from your guys' perspective a little bit, and how that is something that obviously is impactful these days.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and those people you spoke about definitely hit it on the head. If you're looking for a roofing company or whatever sort of service that you're looking for, people will go online and look for roofers near me or top-rated roofers in the area. So if they land on your website, you want to have a good, strong, solid digital presence that really kind of clearly identifies who you are and the value that you bring to the table, but also your online reviews and your reputation will mean quite a bit, whether they're looking for your services or even if it was a referral. One of the things I've noticed is even when we give referrals or anybody else gives referrals, people still go online to look them up just to validate them and who they are. So having a good, strong digital footprint is vitally important, which I think goes back to the whole marketing thing. You have to have that piece in hand to really kind of capitalize on the traffic that's looking for your services, but also the referrals that would potentially be coming to you as well too.
That's a key piece. A lot of people don't talk about referrals as much as they probably should, because referrals are what also help make the world go around. Because it's nice to get one client one time, but then why go chase another one? Sorry, clients, I didn't mean to. But I'm saying we got to do a lot of running to get your attention. That's why I do this whole Cardinal Cowboy thing. But literally, if you don't get somebody's attention, you have nothing. Gary Vee, don't take my quote. I got a bunch of his books, but Gary Vee, who I think you and I probably could have taught Gary a few things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's world famous. He happened to be in New York, happened to be close to Dave Letterman's show, and ended up on Dave Letterman a couple times because he could walk down the street there. I think that's why he made it. Not that he was really smart, but Gary Vee. But he says you have to have attention first, and now you take everything from there. And if you're smart, why go out and do all that extra work to create attention? Just get the immediate attention from the client you've already worked with.
Yeah.
And they go, hey, you should go use these guys. They know what they're doing. And for whether you're a plumber, doctor, dentist, mechanic, hairstylist, whatever you are, that's a great point, Cedric.
Yeah.
Natasha, talk about that a little bit from your perspective, if you would.
My perspective is, yes, definitely. We like to help the clients on a local level, like I mentioned earlier, as far as keeping everything in-house and, doing their Facebook post and social media to where it's geared toward their business and it's not just a generic thing that we're posting up there about their business. And then as far as the web design and all the reviews and everything, we try to get them engaged and show them how to do things on their own as well, because sometimes the business owners are able to communicate with their clients better than having something just generated generically. So we try to also educate them on how to market their business as well with us by their side, basically.
Well, that is a great point also, because generic, there are companies out there that have you got your pool, you've got your stock photos, you've got your stock, now they're stock everything, stock quotes, stock video.
Right.
And that's stock, but it doesn't set off that separate. I like that point you made, because a lot of people don't realize it's not worth the money to have the stock one, because it still costs something, and you just ruined your reputation, because not ruined, but there's reasons for stock at times. But if you get something that's authentic, that's you, that maybe you're talking about. Were you deliberately talking about our show? But it is something we do, and everybody should do that, right?
Yeah,
Cedric,
and that's
what's your perspective?
Kind of piggybacking off what she said. I mean, you want to try to keep it real, keep it personable. So you don't want to do generic stock images or stock posts. You want to make it about yourself and the image that you're trying to portray. So all of your posts, all of your things should have your logo, your branding, your a consistency in that theme. But also, even from a search engine optimization standpoint, or even showing up higher on Google, one of the newer algorithms or newer things that kind of change with how people can potentially show up on Google is unique content in their images, unique images. So if you're using stock images, the search engines can recognize that, versus if you're using your own images with your own branding, it helps you pull up a little higher versus one that it's seen 10,000 times. So even the algorithms and the supercomputers are beginning to pick up on that.
Yeah.
The algorithms on the supercomputer, yes, you're right. I mean, that's, well, I mean, should we talk a little bit about this? Tell me if you agree with this argument, and that is that Google is in the business of making money.
Absolutely.
Will we all agree with that? How many people have
Yeah.
seen this new Google thing? It's catching on too.
Yeah.
And so they like to get people. It replaced a little thing out there called Yellow Pages back in the day, right? And you used to go to this book,
Correct.
and you'd go down and you go to the A's or the C's or the whatever a category you had, plumbing, whatever, and you would find them. And this whole internet thing started kicking in. They're like, hey, we're gonna make this a little more tricky. You can get ranked. We're gonna give you a chance to get this for free. It's not really free because you end up doing this whole
Right.
SEO, search, for the people out there, our acronyms are thrown out. Search engine optimization, really cool, but very difficult. And especially these days, because now Google's been around for a while, 2004, right? So now we're coming up on 18, 19 years since they launched publicly, and they've been around for a lot prior to that. But anyway, so now you've got to figure out the Google SEO thing. Well, if you're good at that, and I've seen some work you've already done, your example, coolest man in Missouri is, and type that in, everybody. Cedrick shows up.
So just for demonstration purposes, right? We just kind of set up the tagline, "Coolest guy in Missouri." So if you would Google that,
Sure,
right?
that's fun.
You know,
That's cool.
that's what we did, just to kind of show demonstration. It's getting things to show up on Google or higher on Google is the process of what search engine optimization is, just from a simple standpoint, right? And we're in the business. I mean, the name is Smart Digital, but really the idea is just trying to keep everything simple for small businesses, not trying to overcomplicate everything, but just trying to get back to a lot of the basics, the things that can easily be missed. But if you do these simple things right, you do them properly, you'll be rewarded long term in the eyes of the search engines.
Well, and that's key, because search engine optimization is a primary function of success with this new interwebs thing, and you want to get
Interwebs.
you want to get on. Well, what's the next best way if you don't get so part of my point there was like they're always changing the way you get put up on Google, so that you have to go do more work, and if you get tired of doing the work, what's the easy way to show up on the top of the page on Google?
Yeah, I mean, the easy way is really, there's three ways that you can show up on the first page of Google. There's the search engine optimization, kind of the organics. Next, there's the paid ads, which is kind of like a pay-per-click type of thing. And then there's also like the local map pack, where it might be three in there. But there's only so many that can show up there. So really the fastest way to show up and generate leads might be your Google AdWords or your pay-per-click type of thing, which we do those and specialize in those things, as well as all things Google, all things search engine optimization and search engine marketing.
Now, SEM, as it's known to the common man, search engine marketing, is something that a lot of people have had to try to figure out. Because it's a complicated mess too. And so tell me how important. I love this stat. I throw this one out to people all the time. What is your conversion rate? Tell everybody what conversion rate means in your mind, and whatever. I'm sure we probably have a very similar definition of that. What's conversion rate when you're talking about somebody lands on a website?
Yeah.
And so take it from there. I won't even say that.
So it's pretty simple, right? So if you have 10 people land on your website, when they click on it from Google, like what percentage of them will actually convert to a phone call or a form fill, or even to a client, right? So understanding like your percentages and your numbers as far as your particular industry and your closing rate in particular. And there's things that you can do to kind of alter that or manipulate that based off how well your website is set up, to where the next obvious step is to actually make a phone call or to do a form fill. A lot of times we see it's businesses with lower conversion rates oftentimes are, the website's just super confusing, or it's not clear what the next obvious step is. And there's, like I said, if you can stick to a lot of the simple things and doing it, you can have a lot higher conversion rate versus traditional conversion rates.
Well, I think that is a key element. Obviously, we've talked about if you're not getting business because you don't manage your interwebs correctly, right? That's definitely something you want to make sure that you do correctly, because it can be a good or very bad representation of your company. So now we're hitting on all of them here, because you got to have a good looking website also, right? I was going to show up here. I'm going to put the camera on you guys. Natasha, tell us why websites are so important.
Websites are so important. They're your online store, your online face. Everyone goes to the Google or the interwebs to go search, and you want to have a nice looking website to represent your business. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. It's your online store, basically. So, yeah, we try to make sure the websites are built to represent that particular business.
So is it all right if I put your guys' website?
Looks like it is. Looks like it's
for everybody to take a look.
I can see it right behind us, and probably the largest screen that I've seen our website on so far. But
and so take a look here. On behind here on the Cardinal Cowboy TV wall, we built the wall. There it is.
Yep. That's awesome.
Different
wall.
It's a great looking wall.
But we built the wall.
Nice wall.
This wall helps you to get information. And we wanted to highlight, you guys got a great looking website. And I think that's another great, like, we all have certain, I'm thinking, there's things I haven't done yet. For what I'm working on, we talked about, like, my social media. We just launched a whole new thing. And I got to live it out there. I created the whole thing from scratch because I'm the guy doing everything. But that's the problem people run into, right? You got to get this stuff done. How do you get it done? You don't get it done. Nobody's paying attention to you. I'm missing business.
Yeah.
If somebody needs to do it for you.
I think that's the case, right? As a small business owner and playing so many roles and wearing so many different hats, it's hard to be everywhere or to be on top of everything. And so, that's how we come alongside small businesses, and help them take advantage of, getting these things done properly, making it affordable, but really just for us trying to be a small business partner, helping out small businesses, just kind of learn to make the most of their online marketing strategies.
Which is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for the businesses that, they're good at what they do, whether it be an auto mechanic or a roofer or whatever that is, right? But take the time to think and focus on their website or online presence. Yeah, it can be a, big task, right, to try to learn and to try to figure out. And that's how we come along and partner with, with the small businesses to try to do it better, right? Try to do it smarter.
Well, I'm going to take us live to the website here, everybody. So check it out. We can see. I'm going to change our titles up here, but look at the camera on me. Look at me. This is kind of cool. But then look at this, and I'm actually going to take our title off because I don't want that coming over on top of our. But there you go. Here is your website. Tell everybody a little bit about why you think this website is critical from the perspective, like, you're a company, you're trying to market yourself. Point out a few of the key features here, if you would. Why a website is so important.
So in this case, there's a few things that we've highlighted, and there's very strategic reason for why certain things are in place, right? At the top, we have our phone number with a click to call, our logo, and then our name, but also kind of our tagline and what we do, right? We're smart digital marketing for small business, but our philosophy or tagline is kind of market smarter, not harder. It's not always about how much money can you throw into it, right? Or how difficult can the task be, but really just trying to get back to getting these things done right, properly, so that they're going to benefit you short-term and long-term. But even if you look at our site, we have a program where we can funnel in all of our online reviews into one widget. So if you see that at the bottom right-hand side of the website, if you actually click on that, it'll funnel all of our reviews from Google and Facebook. And so we can do this for all of our clients. And filter in whatever reviews that they want to feature, to show, and it's a live feed coming in from Google, Facebook, BBB, any place where you can potentially have have reviews, which is a really nice thing. In this case, we happen to have a lot of clients that have thought pretty highly of us and wanted to make recommendations of us for the work that we've done.
Well, you do a good job of demonstrating to people, like we don't just tell you to do it, we do it ourselves. And do it for yourselves, and that I think is a key to success.
Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show, where we highlight the best experts that make your home into your little castle.
For our show.
Let's go!
These are the kind of things you do to represent that look good to make a difference in your business. So I'm going to go ahead and pause that because That was just kind of an inadvertent attempt to share some stuff with you. But literally, I mean, you end up with people need to know who you are and why you represent the way you do. And your website is a reflection of your business. Yeah. And then you've got to make it easy, and you've got to get the point out there. If you don't make the point because you got people confused and they couldn't find it easily, they go to somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Natasha, how important is that?
It's extremely important. You know, if you're not found online, that can be very detrimental in the days of the internet. Nowadays. So. Yeah.
And piggybacking off the kind of the question what you asked her and what she said, it's extremely important. Between Natasha and myself, I've got about 12 years in the industry, marketing industry. You've got, believe it or not, 20-something years in the marketing industry. But when I first started, there was a rule where if somebody landed on your website and they couldn't find what they were looking for within 8 seconds, they'd bounce off and never come back to your site again. And I don't know the exact number for that these days, but I watch a lot of people search, and I can tell you it's much shorter than 8 seconds these days, right? It's probably closer to maybe just a couple seconds to be able to find what they're looking for. So that next step has to be obvious. And as you're saying, you don't want people to be confused. We have a saying, and I say it pretty much everywhere I go, is confused people don't buy. So if somebody's going to land on your website and they're confused, they're probably not going to contact you, right? They're probably going to bounce off the page and go somewhere else. And that's what we want to do for the business we work with. It's when somebody lands on your site, it's pretty obvious that they're going to, contact you, make that form fill, make that phone call, and your conversion rate's going to go up from there.
All very critical and important things that you must address if you are serious about your business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And these days, most people, like, if you're going to pay the bills, you have to be serious about it. A lot of us who started our own companies, we started our own companies because we didn't want to work for somebody else.
Right.
And we like to have control, but you better do all these pieces. It's complicated. There's a lot that has to be done. We're moving right along here. We've got we're doing a whole half-hour show here for everybody, and believe it or not, we only got 27 minutes left to talk. No, we're up to 22 minutes into the show right now, and literally, this is just a small smidgen of the whole task that's at hand that you need to take on, and you need to have experts that help you with this. And that's why I was bragging about this guy sitting next to me when we got started. It's because literally, if you don't get these things done by somebody who knows what they're doing, you're burning money, right? A lot of people hire somebody and they go, oh, I got a guy who does that. And then you start looking at their website, and pretty quick scan, and you're like, that sounds like you do. Was your nephew busy for a while? Or how did that work out? And it gets to where it's like, wow, if you're not going to take your business seriously, then let us help you take your business seriously, because those are things that are going to make a big difference in the success of your company. And a lot of people, they just don't appreciate it. I love the fact that there are small business owners who do incredible things that make new innovations, and they're the best cabinet makers or roofing companies or whatever, but they ignore this and nobody knows it. Nobody finds them. Nobody has the reviews. Reviews are critical. You're talking about. That's huge. Everybody talks about reviews. Like, reviews make or break a company.
Yes, they do.
And
yes, they do.
Gosh, we got so much we can talk about. Let's talk briefly about the fact that you and I kind of realigned here. Perfect timing for all what we're working on. Right. Because how much, I'll bring this up, a little self-promotion, but it's the key for what, and that's why we're really excited. I don't want to do all the stuff you've done. I have managed $100,000 a month clients myself. Not fun for me. It's not my thing. I don't like it. I like video from the perspective that maybe my dad had the camera on me too much as a kid. But I didn't like it. I mean, no more pictures. We got to play baseball. We got to play whatever. But now I realize that there's a lot of people who don't like being on camera. And I'm like, these people deserve to be on camera. Well, they don't feel comfortable being on camera. So I'm going to bring them and put them on camera. And then they're going to be happy. And they're going to be, I don't like doing it. Wait till you sit down in a little studio here. So what we're talking about is we got this ABC show thing that I've started. We had it a while ago, and it's kind of progressed. And now big sponsors for the other Cowboy and Judge show. We got the banners up everywhere. Do that. Google. You get really bored, go to type in Cowboy and Judge show, or go to cowboyjudge.com. But the new show is Your Little Castle. And this is what you guys are seeing over here for everything we've got. And that clip I played over there for a second. Your Little Castle. Now we get to help all those people related to the home, the household. And that's where we want to focus on. But ask you guys both, tell me, whoever wants to go first here, but how important is video for people getting their message out? Because you can do a lot of pretty pictures, that's great. You can have a whole lot of text people can read It's not so smart. But
No.
but because people don't like to read, that's a generic,
Yeah.
that's a human thing. Some people really do, but not most people don't. But how important is video? Natasha?
Video is important, very important, because you get to know the business owner, and they can relay their own message and their own things that they do for their business, and you know, you get to see them as a person and not just a business. So it's extremely important to have that part of your advertisement out there too, on your website or your socials and things like that.
Cedrick, what would you say is the key piece for the video fantabulism?
Yeah, I would say video kind of helps your message come to life, if you will. You know, I've been in sales and I've been in kind of marketing for a while, but I always say, people that I've trained in other businesses I work with, it's try to understand a lot of the basic things. And one of the most basic things when it comes to business or sales or anything like that is that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And the best way to do that or get that message across is to be you, right? And the best way for you maybe to get that message across is oftentimes going to be video, right? If they can't see you or come to you face to face, right? But having a video and portraying yourself and letting them see who you are and what you're truly about, because at the end of the day, it goes back to the basics. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? Can I relate to this business? Can I relate to what they're saying? Does it make sense, right? And being able to get that message across of who you are and what your values are, you know, as far as a business and as a person.
We'll talk about that for a minute more. I'm going to put on a screen. I'm going to take us off the screen here for a second and play for and you've seen the Your Little Castle website. So if you would, share with everybody about what you've seen on that site and the videos more than anything. There's some images scrolling across there. We're going to have some, get rid of that guy. But these are people that come in. So there's a shot of our Hollywood studio. Tell everybody what you think about this studio and what this can do to help a client become respected or
No,
not.
I think it's a great idea. I think for any small business wanting to get their message out there to the greater St. Louis area or wherever they're trying to get it, it's get on the show. Come into Your Little Castle, the Carter studio. It makes it super natural, super easy to communicate your message so whether you're comfortable being in front of the camera as Carter is, or we've done it before. This is actually our first time doing this as well too. But he's making it natural. Asking us the right questions, but allowing us to have the opportunity to be able to engage with the rest of the world, and be able to kind of clearly articulate who we are and what we do. So for any small business that's looking to do that and maybe take their business to the next level, it's just come onto the show, record it, right? Kind of let us cut that into video clips and post that onto social media and help get your message out there simply so that you can clearly articulate who you are and what you're about.
Well, you said it well there, man, because video is like, people don't like to read. They want the stuff made easy for them.
Yeah.
And so we got these clips we make now. This is that Hollywood studio, and the clips are all put together for them. And literally, this makes it so easy for you to now take these clips, put them all over. Nobody really wants to watch the half-hour show,
Right.
but they do like to see the little clip that explains something very quickly that they now go, oh, that is awesome. All right, everybody, we better jump back in here to our studio to finish up our interview. But I appreciate you guys coming in to meet with us, and we do want to help businesses do what they need to do to get this thing done so that they can do it right and make business and be successful and do all the things that are necessary to do so. Because if you're not going to do these things, somebody else is going to figure it out. They may not be near as good at their product or trade as you are, but they're going to get the business because they took the time to do so and beat you at your own game that was part of the game you didn't know you had to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a constantly changing world. So.
Thanks for coming on the Your Little Castle show. We love having knowledgeable guests. That's the whole point of the show. They can share their expertise and make a difference on our little planet.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, Carter. Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. We've got more to come. This is the Your Little Castle show. Giddy up.